just had an interview with James already and Sigourney, and you know, this being part of Avatar, what does that mean to you personally?
Well, you don't make a Jim Cameron film, you live it. So for 14 months and X plus days that kept coming up, I lived on another planet. That's what it means to me. The man gave me an opportunity, changed my life, and took me to another planet to play.
Did it also make, you know, did it change your perception maybe of the craft of acting and also about movies?
I think working with Jim changes your perception of acting and changes your perception of movie making because he's so detailed and advanced. The guy is, you know, well renowned as one of the best filmmakers out there. And the reason is he's extremely disciplined, he's extremely passionate, and he's extremely committed to, you know, giving the audience an experience. And, you know, that therefore kind of raises the game in yourself, and you realise that you're not playing around. This is, making movies is something you can invest in. And if you put everything you've got into it, which we did for this, you know, then hopefully the audience gets a real thrill and buzz from it.
Also being in a wheelchair, because a lot of actors say I was rolling for months in a wheelchair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I did this and that. So how did you learn it before, or you said, oh, just give me the wheelchair, I know how to?
We basically stole some wheelchairs from the local hospital, and me and the stunt guys set up a basketball ring and played some basketball, because I met some basketball guys, and you know, guys in wheelchair basketball players, and they were banging their legs around, and they said, look, they don't work, Sam, you know, that's you got to get over, and it's not about the wheelchair, it's about getting something done. You know, they don't look at themselves as having a disability. The disability is people telling them that they can't do something. They've got the disability. So to me, getting in the wheelchair and playing the game, you forgot you're in a wheelchair. Your body just takes over. We have smart bodies, and we know what we're doing, and that was all I really needed. And then when we did the movie, it was a case of just rolling around on the set. You know,
but how much of a physical act was it also?
Not really. No, but the biggest problem was when we first got on the spaceships. We rolled around in a wheelchair, and Jim was saying we should make it bigger, and then he realised, well, hang on, they didn't know a guy in a wheelchair was coming here. Yeah. So he said keep the size of the corridors the same size. So there was problems manoeuvring on the spaceship, which helps the character, because he's not meant to be there. The spaceship wasn't designed for wheelchair access, and he was the last thing they were thinking. So that posed its own problems, and out of that some great kind of ideas and ways of moving in the space.
You said yesterday also, while you were shooting Avatar, you were always going back and forth, and you did other things?
Well, sometimes, no, I did 14 months on Avatar, and then I went to other jobs, yeah, and every time I'd finish a job, Jim would get the phone call, do you want to come back? Yeah. Because
you said also you were a brick, how you call that, a bricklayer?
Yeah, bricklayer, built houses.
Bricklayer, and now you are a star, so to say. How does that feel, and do you think sometimes you're living in a dream?
No, it's still my job. It's a job, that's all it really is. And I look at making movies the same way as building a house. When you make the movie, each scene is one brick. You have a solid foundation, and you have a boss that yells at you and tells you what to do. And then a career is the same thing. Each film you make is a brick, and you know, especially if you're making a film, you know, you don't build a house and to look at it and go, man, that's such a cool house. You build it for someone to live in. Well, we don't build movies and sit back and be arrogant and go, oh, isn't that lovely? I love it. We sit there and hopefully, fingers crossed, people then go and experience and live in our film for a bit. So I find a similarity between it.
Absolutely, you're right. From the mechanism, it's the same.
Yeah.
You were talking about building a house. You said yesterday also you gave everything up, which really I admire that. I envy you that you can do that. And you just have 2 bags, and that's it for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And that must feel like the ultimate freedom.
It was at the time. It was scary, but it was a case of, you know, I was crossing the Rubicon at 30, and you know, I had a great career in Australia. You know, it was just something inside wasn't kind of meshing with me. And so to actually kind of control, delete, and reboot yourself, and get rid of everything that you own and everything that defines you, or every object that defines you, and then is extremely liberating, because then you've got nothing to lose, so you've got everything to gain. And then, as serendipity have it, I meet Jim, and it was the right time to basically go, look, mate, I've got nothing else. I can give you my whole passion, my whole kind of, you know, being. And also, if he didn't get the job, then I was happy because I had made myself have nothing and happy. So, You know, primarily it's just about being happy, I think, on this big ball of mud.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to achieve that, because you know, freedom has to be a part of it, I think.
Yeah. I think you suddenly quickly realise it's not about what you have and what you've got. It's about other people. That's the message of Avatar, as far as I'm concerned. Jake realises that, you know, happiness comes from, you know, not judging a book by its cover, but looking deeper into another person's soul. And beat them 10 foot tall and blue, they've still got a lot of spirit about them and a lot of heart. And he finds that that's something worth fighting for.
Absolutely. Last question. Christmas is coming up. Where did you go with your 2 bags? Are you going back to Australia?
We're going to the snow.
celebrate?
No, we're going to the snow. We're going up a mountain. We're going to disappear because I think Avatar comes out and I want to get as far away from that crazy juggernaut as possible. You know, it's great selling it, but you know, it's always nerve-wracking handing over a baby that you've been with for 3-4 years of your life. It's nerve-wracking, and you know, I have every faith in its success. But you know, I wouldn't mind just getting out of the whirlwind for a bit and getting a bit lost in the jungle. You know.
Very good idea. Thank you so much, sir.